Hi everyone, my name is Yuki, and I'm a graphic designer from Japan. Today, I want to share my thoughts on books and how they inspire me, not just as an artist, but as a person learning English and exploring new ideas. As a graphic designer, creativity is a big part of my job. But sometimes, it's hard to stay inspired, especially when I'm working on multiple projects at once. That's where books come in. For me, books are like little treasure boxes filled with new perspectives, emotions, and stories that spark my imagination. I've always loved art books, especially ones about Western pop culture. For example, I have a collection of books about movie posters, comic book art, and album cover designs. One of my favorites is Chip Kidd, Book 1. He's an amazing designer known for creating iconic book covers, like the one for Jurassic Park. His work inspires me to think outside the box and experiment with bold designs. But books aren't just about pictures. Stories and words are just as inspiring. I remember the first English book I read. It was The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. At first, it was difficult to understand everything, but I fell in love with the story's atmosphere and the way the author described the characters and their emotions. It felt like watching a beautiful movie in my mind. Reading in English has been a big part of my journey to improve my language skills. At first, I started with simple books, like graded readers. I still remember reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. The quirky characters and surreal scenes were so fun to imagine, and it made me want to keep learning. Now, I challenge myself with more complex books. Recently, I finished 1984 by George Orwell. It's such a powerful story about society and freedom, and it made me think deeply about how we live today. Even though it was hard to read at times, it felt like an accomplishment when I reached the last page. As someone interested in Western pop culture, books also help me understand the context behind movies, music, and even design trends. For example, reading books about Hollywood's golden age or the history of rock music gives me a deeper appreciation of the visuals and styles I see in my work. Another thing I love about books is how they teach me about cultures and people. Living in Japan, it's easy to feel far away from other parts of the world. But when I read a book like To Kill a Mockingbird or The Catcher in the Rye, I feel like I'm stepping into someone else's life and seeing the world through their eyes. For anyone learning English, I really recommend finding books that match your interests. If you love fashion, read books about designers. If you're into sports, find biographies of athletes. When you're interested in the topic, it's easier to stay motivated. And don't forget graphic novels. They're perfect for visual learners like me. One of my favorites is Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. It's a powerful story told through simple yet beautiful illustrations, and it's a great way to practice reading English while enjoying art. Sometimes, I even combine books with my own artwork. After reading a story, I like to sketch characters or scenes that stood out to me. It's a fun way to express my feelings about the story and stay creative. This book, The Art of Studio Ghibli, is one I come back to often. Even though it's mostly about Japanese animation, the artwork reminds me of the magic of storytelling and how visuals and words can work together to create something unforgettable. So, whether you're an artist, a language learner, or just someone who loves a good story, books can open up so many possibilities. They can teach, inspire, and transport you to new worlds. What about you? Is there a book that has inspired you or helped you see the world differently? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I hope you find your next favorite book soon.